Hi guys, we are going to do week 10 math for today answers. Again, every time I circle one of my answers, go ahead and put a little tally mark on your paper. That'll be a bonus point on your quiz. Day 1. Write 506 and 12 hundredths in standard form. So I'm going to look at 506 first. I'm going to write that in standard form. The word and tells me a decimal. Hundredths tells me 2 spots. 12 tells me what goes in them. So there's that number in standard form. 7 hours equals how many seconds? Well, first we need to change hours into minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour, and I have 7 of them. That's 420. 420 times those 60 seconds, in each minute. And I'm going to show you the trick. I'm going to ignore these zeros at first, and I'm going to multiply this as 42 times 6. And I'm showing you this trick because we've already discussed how we multiply and divide by tens and what that looks like on the number line. So now it's okay to have a trick. If I have 252 and I divide it by 10, I multiply by 10 because I have 6 in the tens place, I move my number. And if I multiply by another 10, I move it again. So now I have 25,200. Now we're going to round 122 and 18 hundredths to the nearest whole number. Here's my nearest whole number. Look next door. The 1 tells me to leave it alone. So everything in front of it stays the same. So does that number. And everything behind it becomes a 0. So I can either write this as 122. I could write it as 122 with a 1 decimal place, or 122 at 2 decimal places. They would all be correct. All right, let's move on to the subtraction problem. 7 and 3/8 minus 5 and 1/6. Well, I need to look for common denominators. So I'm going to go to my 8. And I'll say, well, can't make that with a 6. And I could even do like a little skip count here. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. I can do 6, 12, 24. Look, 24 is the same. So let's change it to 24. 8 times 3 is 24, so 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 4 is 24, so 4 times 1 is 4. And now I can subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. And I have 2 and 5/24. All right, Jordan drew a shape. The shape had 3 unequal angles. What shape could have Jordan drawn? Well, 3 angles tells me triangles, but it does not say exactly 3 angles. So it could be any shape that you want it to be. So I'm going to draw a right angle here. I'm going to draw an acute angle. Maybe I'm going to draw an obtuse angle. And then I'm going to connect them. That has 3 unequal angles. It has more than 3 angles, but it does have 3 unequal. It doesn't have to have exact. It doesn't say exact. All right. 246 times 10. We know that we don't have to set this up in the standard algorithm. We can find the decimal, which is always right there. Multiply by 10 means my number is getting bigger by 1 place. So my product is 2,460. Then we're going to say 12 minus 1/2 plus 2/3. So I am going to do what's in the parentheses first. I'm going to look at the 3. I need a common denominator, so I'm going to say, no, 3 doesn't work. How about 6? That works for both of them. So when I change this, 246, it takes 3 2's. Times it by 3. It takes 2 3's. Times that, get 4. When I add that together, I have 7/6. Any whole number is really over 1. So let's change that one to a 6. To do that, I had to multiply times 6. So 12 times 6, I'll come off to the side and do that. 72. 72 minus 7. Continue my little work off to the side. is 64. So I have 64 sixths. If you'd like to simplify that, that would be fine as well. That will be a bonus. All right, 5 and 1/10 times 10 to the fourth power. We are multiplying, so our decimal is going to move that way because our number is going to get bigger. It's going to move by 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill in those spots with zeros. My product is 51,000. All right, find the missing angle measure. The whole thing, DAB, is 55. I know that part of it is 24, so I can subtract that 24. 5 minus 4 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. This angle is 31 degrees. All right, let's write an expression for the calculation. Double 9 and then add 25. So we're going to double 9, that's timesing it by 2. We're going to put that in parentheses to group it. Then we're going to add 27. All right, 1,680 divided by 6. Divided by 60. I had it in my head that I'm actually just going to divide by 6. All right, 6, 12, 18. 18 is too big, so I'm going to go with 2 6s. Now I have to say how many 6s is in 48, and if I think of my math facts, I know that is 8. Bring down my 0. There are no 6s in that. So I have a quotient of 280. But remember, I took out that 0 in the beginning. Sorry guys, I was coughing. I didn't want to cough into the mic. All right, so we're at the point where we are done dividing, but we're going back to our problem because we took out that 10. So now we still have to divide this quotient by 10. And when we do that, our decimal is here. We're just going to move it 1, 1, 0. So our new quotient is 28. All right, let's move on. 21 divided by 3. Well, there are 7. 3 times 7 is 21. 24 divided by 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24. So those are 4. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It took 5 of them. And now we're at day 4. We are going to add together 73,856 plus 51,313. 9 and 6, not 8, 9, 10, 11. Regroup my 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And my sum is 125,169. All right, here we're going to compare these numbers. We're going to start in the ones place. They both have a 4. So we say same and we move on. Tenths place is a 5 for both. Same and move on. Hundredths place is a 1 for both. Same. Thousandths place is a 0 and then nothing. Well, 0 and nothing are exactly the same. So these are equal to. I did not circle that one, so don't count that. All right, 131 and 4/10 divided by 3. Let's set this up in a standard algorithm. There are no groups of 3 and 1, so we go to 13. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I think that's good. 13 gets me to 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 threes. We're using up that 12. That gets me to 9. That's 3 threes. Not quite there yet, but we can keep going. 21, 24. Oh, I'm there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 threes. Nothing left, nothing to bring down. I'm finished. 1 decimal place in my problem. I need 1 decimal place in my answer. My quotient is 43 and 8/10. All right, 10 ones equals how, 9 tens equals how many ones? Here's 9 tens. So it's 90 ones. And that is it for week 10 answers. Count up your circles and go get your bonus points, guys.